Hey, this is Angie.
And I'm Ryan.
And we are
Happy Healthy Vegan. So one of the most common questions we've been asked over the years that we have not yet addressed and answered on the show is, how do you guys, or do you guys, make a living from your YouTube channel? This is an opportunity to answer that question once and for all. And secondly, just give a little bit of background, like where we're coming from as far as like, you know, our backgrounds as far as earning a living. How it relates to what we're doing right now with Happy Healthy Vegan. It all makes sense if you look at the whole thing.
This could take all day, you guys, seriously.
Well, we won't make it take all day.
I guess we could just start in the late 90s, mid to late 90s.
We've gone through like several waves of this whole internet thing. Basically, I started off in the late 90s, early 2000s as a web programmer / developer. I worked independently, I did contract work, I worked for some big San Francisco design firms. I started working for some fancy web companies in San Francisco and doing contract work. They'd fly us up to San Francisco.
I remember them putting us up in a really nice hotel one time.
Yeah, they
downtown. Even gave me a job.
Yeah, they pulled you in to start just doing some office work. I kind of got burnt out of that, and there was a .com crash right in then too, which made work kind of more scarce. Yeah. So we started looking for more fertile waters. So in the mid 2000s, you hooked up with this company here.
Oh yes.
Called Pod Show.
So you guys are probably for the most part way too young to remember when MTV used to actually play music. Well, Adam Curry was one of the VJs for like a hair metal show.
Hi, Adam Curry back with you on MTV. Well, here's the story. They've been called rowdy, raunchy, gut-level rockers.
And when he found out about this whole concept of podcasting, he jumped on board, and he had a podcast that was really famous called Daily Source Code. And then he hooked up with some
investors
got some venture capital and started his own podcasting network. So yeah, we became friends online through his show. He was like playing Love Spirals music, and then he did this big thing called Quit Your Day Job. He was signing up, I think it was like 30 people to be like the fledgling podcasts on his new podshow.com, and I was like, count me in! So we were actually already doing a band podcast called Chillin' with Love Spirals, which we'd been doing for a while, like just hosting it on our own site. And so I had a little bit of experience, plus I'd been a college radio DJ for 3 years, Live 365 internet radio for like at least a year, so I was ready, I was poised.
Yes.
And indeed, I was one of those first 30 people to get signed to Pod Show, and we used to actually get paid to make podcasts about anything, music, talking, comedy, anything you wanted. So I did a music show called The Chillcast. Yeah, there was this whole really amazing ride that I went on. Depending on how many viewers you got, you could make money, and there was like the upper end of the scale was like, if you get 100,000 listens, you get X amount of money. So I reached that goal and more. I was invited to do like a special show. I got like $12,000 from a sponsor. We started getting really heavily into advertising, and that's when Ryan came on board as my SEO specialist.
Search engine optimization. When I saw that they were working with promo codes for like, like say web hosting or athletic wear or stuff like that, I saw I could use my skills as a web programmer to help her ads, and I did. In fact, I got us, and we're still up on the Google search results. We're just not on the first page anymore. We're now like on the third or fourth pages, but for like 5-6 years, we're up there, and we're doing really well. If you imagine, if you're on the first page of Google and it's for something really
really popular,
you can make some decent money, which we were, but we knew this is a weird business. A lot of things can go wrong. Google could change their algorithms, which they did
several times.
And huge, big money corporations came in and competed with us. And
so we just started putting those checks in the bank and saying, let's not touch this.
Yeah, we didn't buy any new Maseratis or Lamborghinis or houses or anything like that. We just kind of kept our same lifestyle.
Because we'd already been through one .com bust. Yeah. And we knew another .com bust was bound to happen.
Yeah, that kind of gravy train ended.
It did.
And then eventually, Mevio, Pod Show became Mevio, and then they became this company called Bite Size Media. Anyway, the whole thing went kaput. They are bankrupt now. Around then is when I started playing with the idea for Happy Healthy Vegan as a YouTube channel.
Yeah, YouTube was the thing that we hadn't really gotten into because I was on a network. I was always using them as my server, and those are the people that were bringing my ads, and I was under contract to them, so we hadn't really learned that much about YouTube until just a couple years ago.
It's because of our backgrounds and all what we just been describing here. It seemed like a logical way to go, and finally we could start getting into our passion for our diet, our vegan lifestyle.
All the time that I was like a music podcaster and VJ, I still would post pictures online of the food that I was eating, and I even actually started a website called Anji's Goodies. And there was one thing that we changed when we started making the big money. We started buying so much fancy vegan junk food.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We were buying like every processed everything of vegan food.
High fat stuff.
Yeah.
So eventually when we got into our current way of eating, Angie's Goodies kind of became obsolete. You didn't want to make food like that anymore.
No way. No, I gained weight eating all that fancy processed foods. Believe me, we were not having an active lifestyle when we were working on SEO and building websites and doing stuff all day. We're just sitting around all day eating cookies and vegan ice cream all night, and it was bad. So this new chapter in our life, it's really not so much about money or trying to make a living. It's just like we're really excited that we finally figured out, you know, how to be our best through a really good diet, moderate exercise, and a balance of work and play, because we were really missing that balance of work and play before.
Yeah, it's all about like dialing in the lifestyle. There's one thing I learned during those kind of gravy train years was the importance and value of lifestyle. Sitting there coding for 50, 60, 70 hours a week and not getting outside in the sun, and it just wasn't really where I wanted to be at professionally.
And also, I didn't really like promoting things that I didn't believe in on my old show.
Yeah.
So it was nice to finally just start fresh and talk about things that we really honestly believe in and are an everyday part of our life instead of something I'm getting paid to talk about.
Yeah. To get back to the original question, do we earn our living from our YouTube channel? The answer right now is no, not quite. March was our best month by far. We had the most views we've ever had, made the most we've ever had from our ads on YouTube, but it's still not enough to like pay for our monthly living expenses, food. Our savings is not infinite. We're slowly burning through it, to use .com parlance. But we're growing our channel. We're working hard. Our channel's growing, getting more subscribers, more views all the time, and maybe next year.
We're just on our grind right now. We're just on our grind.
I'm on my grind, homie. It's on my mind, homie. That's right.
And the thing is, we don't really sweat it because we've been through this before.
Yep.
We've seen that you start small. You start with nothing, and then you build your way up. And we look at our analytics and we see, yep, the analytics are building. In fact, people can see some of the analytics and the money right online.
Yeah, on Social Blade, which is basically a social media analytics website. You can look at the analytics data, like how many views people get per day, per month, and estimations of how much money they make on their YouTube channels.
Pretty crazy.
You can just go see how much Duran Rider or Freely or we make. So it's no secret. It's not an exact amount, but it's a decent rough range of what people are actually earning on YouTube.
I guess one of the reasons I was hesitant to answer this question is because the answer is a little bit depressing. Like, no, we're just living off savings and we're totally operating in the red. I don't want you guys to feel bad for us or anything. But if you do feel bad for us and you want to support what we're doing here in Happy Healthy Vegan, we have a Patreon account where you can pledge a small amount of money per month to help us out. You can buy our CDs on Bandcamp. I think YouTube now has some kind of way of
called fan funding. Yeah, you should be able to see that up in the top right here. I think it's a I.
But that's our story, and you've learned a little bit more about us here on Happy Healthy Vegan today. You can leave your comments down below. You can like the video if you're into it. Subscribe above. Tell your friends to check out Happy Healthy Vegan. And until next time,
keep it carb, baby. Keep it carb.
you guys are so nosy.
I know. Inquiring minds want to know, though, huh?
Yeah. What do you think? Maybe they're thinking like we're like Jury and Ryder epicness in our checks here or something?
I'm really not sure what they want to know.